The first of many Cobra TV Subcast, here on Cobra TV. Before we begin, I would like to state that you, me, and this community, we all know everything that's in No Man's Sky. We know the rules, we know what it's about, but what's fun is when subscribers, they start to fantasize about what could possibly be in the game in the future, or what could be in the game that Sean's not telling us. So when we go off into left field about, building or something like that, that's just something that people want, a year or two down the line after we've played Sean Murray's dream and played the core of the game. We all know in this community that you cannot, and that it's not about building, it's about exploring and keeping moving and getting to the center of the galaxy to see what else lies for us after that. So when the talks start going out in left field, it's just us being so excited and wanting No Man's Sky that bad. I would love to thank all of you for watching, and I would like to thank all of those who call in and get on the show. If you want to get on the show, add me on Skype and we'll set up a time. Until next time. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
Excellent. I've pretty good day so far.
Yeah, I've had a so-so day.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So what's up, buddy? Did you have any topics you wanted to bring up about No Man's Sky, or?
Yeah, actually, I had quite a few things I wanted to talk about, really. Yeah, I mean, it's such a massive undertaking altogether.
Yeah, it is.
Especially for such a small development team, you never hear of anything like this.
I know, it's just because of the new way he's found to actually create a game. It's possible for, well, have you ever heard of the game Limit Theory?
No, I haven't.
But it's just like No Man's Sky. It's exactly like it. And it's all developed by one guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So whenever you get a chance, look it up when we get off the call here and check out Limit Theory. Now, in Limit Theory, I don't know, it doesn't have everything No Man's Sky has, and No Man's Sky doesn't have everything Limit Theory has. So, still No Man's Sky's got the better features, and in Limit Theory, I don't think you can get out of your ship.
Oh, right. So it's all space, pretty much.
No, you can land on planets too.
Oh, okay.
But I've never seen him get out, so I don't know.
Another one of those unconfirmed features.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the other thing I really like about the way they're going about everything with No Man's Sky. There's an air of mystery to everything. They've told you some, but hinted towards others and not confirmed it.
Yeah, and that makes the fun about it. Just sitting around guessing and wondering and imagining what this game could be like.
Yeah, and it almost leaves it up to, the imagination altogether until you get it in your hands, which is, it's a very smart way on their part. I mean, granted, Sean has said they're not really going for the whole marketing thing, and I noticed your video about the absence of hype of No Man's Sky.
And it really upsets me too, because I want this game to succeed for Hello Games,
For sure.
And if it gets released right now, sure, it's going to sell a lot of copies, but nowhere near as much it would if everybody knew about it. I talk to people every day, and it's kind of weird that I do that, but I do. And nobody ever knows what No Man's Sky is. And I'm like, gosh, guys, Sony at least should start spamming No Man's Sky logos all over the place,
Yeah, I mean, even in their PlayStation store, if they have some sort of, coming soon, but they don't have a confirmed release or nothing like that, like maybe even just put the trail. I know the trailer's in the PlayStation store somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's all they have.
Yeah, it's bad, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I don't want the hype to be created by Hello Games, because I think that would be bad. But at least by Sony. It really shocks me that they're not pushing for it, and that kind of worries me. You know, they've got millions of dollars invested in this game, and they paid for a timed contract for you know, the PS4. So it's like they have a lot to lose, especially with them being in financial trouble as they are right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, come on, guys. This is the game of the century. You know, this is the game of all time.
And their PlayStation department is what's holding Sony up.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's their support right now. And you know, I agree. They're gonna, what they're gonna do is right near the release date, they are gonna start spamming advertisements for it. You will not get sick of seeing No Man's Sky at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Sony's smart. They're gonna wait until the game is done, and then right before release, they're gonna start. You're gonna see commercials, everything. I think how Destiny turned out, but that was more the players. They hyped the game up to more than what it was. I took it as a space shooter that was going to be, you know, like an RPG, and that's what I got. I got a space shooter that was like an RPG.
Yeah.
You know.
Very true.
And you know, the concept of No Man's Sky, just the. You know, I pride myself on, you know, someone asks me about a game and what to do in a certain part and whatever, and I'm able to like, oh yeah, I have like an eidetic memory for video games. I can't do that with No Man's Sky. There's no possible way.
Right.
So it's even intimidating to me as a player.
Yeah. And just think about all the completionists that are out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh. They'll never leave their first planet.
They're going to be... Well, some of them might even just be like, no, I want to discover the most planets. So they'll dip down to a planet and then fly off.
Oh, yeah,
and they'll dip down to a planet and fly off.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. You know, there's so much mystery, but I before we had our conversation, I actually watched quite a few No Man's Sky videos, interviews with Sean Murray, and a bunch of the trailers, and there was quite a few things I noticed that I wanted to point out to you.
Go ahead.
The trailer where he's flying in and he goes and parks on the ice planet. If you take a look at the space station, there's like this diamond in the center of the space station. I wonder if that's like the trading post or whatever.
Well, I got a video that's rendering, and I'll be rendering it as soon as I get off this call.
Okay.
And I'm actually talking about that orange diamond.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good site.
And what I think it is just it's a kiosk, you know, because there's no shop owner. I think that when you walk over to there, because it's like the main point of the trading station, and I think it'll just bring up stats on what ships are on what docks at that moment. Upgrading your multi-tool, your suit,
and trading resources.
Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I figured it was too, because if it's at the space station, you probably won't see that just out and about.
Right.
Probably only see those at those stations.
Exactly. Yep.
I obviously kind of get where they're going with the little mini map that they have, more like a radar, because it tells you how many planets are in the solar system, which direction they are, in general, and then also where if there is a freighter in space, it also shows you where the freighter is.
Yeah, you're right. And it's really cool. Like on the portal trailer, as he's going towards the portal, there's a point of interest. And a lot of people think that that's the portal, that's the point of interest. But if you pay attention, it's actually a crashed ship.
Yeah, it's actually a crashed ship.
Yeah. So,
and that was another thing I wanted to talk about, because there's they have these there's this one trailer I was watching where it showed one of those big freighters flying through the planet's atmosphere, and they was getting shot at.
Right.
So I wonder if that's like, if you can actually crash some of the smaller freighters, maybe not the big, huge freighters where you land or whatever, but maybe you can crash those onto planets.
Maybe. Because I did see one crashed on a planet, and then I also saw one on a planet, or in the atmosphere of a planet being shot at. Yeah. That's very interesting. That'd be really cool if you could actually start a war in space, and then the freighter just goes right towards a planet, and then you just keep attacking it. Your wingmen are attacking it. You know, the pirates maybe, you know, and then it just crashes.
Yeah, because there are different factions, and that was, you know, I was always curious how they were, because it doesn't seem like, from what everything I've researched and everything I've found, it doesn't seem like there's any sort of NPCs.
He said there's not going to be any NPCs.
Yeah. So I mean, there's kind of the other people that are flying around in the other ships, but you don't really ever see them.
No. So yeah, there's nothing really in those ships.
Yeah.
Your imagination is gonna fill in that gap.
Yeah, which I really like.
Yeah, I like it, but I would also like to see them getting out of their ships at a trade station, look over at me, stretch, and then look away because they don't like me. I don't need to talk to it. I probably wouldn't understand it anyway, and maybe even if I shoot at it, it'll shoot back at me. But that's about the only interaction the NPCs that I like, because I wouldn't want it to be like
That's a good idea.
I wouldn't want it to be like a Skyrim, where you keep walking up to them and there's like 5 set of sayings that they keep repeating.
Yeah,
that's stupid. I'm not knocking Skyrim, but that
you
got
get sick
boring.
of it though. Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, okay, you took an arrow tuning, nice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the 16th time I've heard that this week.
Right.
I also looked up a couple things that I wanted to talk to you about that was on the subreddit actually. The first one was it said these are like under the FAQs for the game. Mm-hmm. So they were listing a bunch of bulletin points. It said you'll have the equivalent of a whistle to call your ship over, so as long as it's close by.
Yeah, they took that away.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, Reddit, I love the guys over at Reddit. I really do. And I don't know, I'm not familiar with Reddit, and I don't know if you could edit your posts, but Sean Murray did take that out of the equation of No Man's Sky.
I gotcha. Yeah, because that kind of seemed like that would kind of take away from the realism of the living, breathing universe that he's trying to create.
Right. And he said when he saw people play it, that they would go like 5 feet and then call the ship.
Go
10 feet, call the ship over.
Yeah.
5 feet, call the ship. He said it was pretty stupid, so he took it out.
Kind of something I would do, Oh, I'm getting closer to resources. Pull it over.
Yeah.
I'm a lazy gamer. I want to walk back to my ship.
Right.
Which seeing as we're talking about the surface of the planet, the whole they've hinted towards the destructible environments, but from everything I've seen, other than the big animal walking through and knocking down all those trees, like I haven't seen any kind of destructibility other than the asteroids.
Well, the last interview he did was with Eurogamer, and he actually said in that interview that the entire environment is destructible. And he talked about the interviewer said that he watched Sean Murray throw plasma grenades, and he just said he leveled the whole area, and then he also drilled holes. He also drilled holes and watched animals fall into it.
Oh yeah. Because I remember someone. It was you talking about blowing a hole and keeping animals in there like a zoo.
Yeah, that's what he said in the interview, and I was just like, what? That's cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I mean, because even like when I was watching the combat and the atmosphere, when you'd shoot down one of the planes, it would just kind of impact and explode, but there would be no destructibility to the environment.
Yeah, and, that is true.
That was kind of like a little bit of a disappointment, but I mean, it's such a great game that like one small thing like that wouldn't put me off, What I mean?
But here's the thing, when people make a racing game, we never ask, can we get out of our car?
Yeah.
Because we know it's a racing game. You can't get out. There's not even a question. But with No Man's Sky, there's no borders. They took, it's got so much freedom. Then that makes us ask so many more questions. And one of the things that we as fans are guilty, I mean, we are really guilty, is asking way too much. Can a planet collide with another planet and we watch it? Or can, when my ship crashes on a mountain, can it blow chunks off? We're guilty of wanting too much. And I think what they've given us is already so much, And things like that, they may come in as updates later on.
Right, like they were talking about possibly with addition to the multiplayer, the more traditional multiplayer,
right?
Which I kind of want to hang out with my friends and go, we go to a star and we split up, kind of thing, And
it'd be fun to like dogfight your friends too,
But Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they were also talking about adding other vehicles like on the land.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I mentioned in, I don't know what video it's going in, but
yeah, you got so many, man.
Yeah, but I got Susie Wallace. She works for Hello Games. I do not know when she was hired, but she's one of the developers that helped make Project Cars. I don't know if you know about that game, but it's a really realistic racing game. So she's really familiar with vehicles.
Well, even at that, Sean Murray, he worked on one of my favorite racing games ever. Burnout, the Burnout series. Yeah, Burnout 3 is like my all-time favorite racing game.
Same here.
Yeah, I love that game.
And they have concept art on the wall that shows land vehicles. So
right.
I'm pretty sure that at one point they were thinking about adding it, but they've changed so much and they changed their ideas about so many things. We just don't know at this point.
Yeah, and I know we're supposed to have a jetpack, and that was another thing I wanted to talk to you about. The jetpack, I mean, how much of is it just gonna be like a boost jump? I know they were talking about working in space, but that would mean you would have to you would actually have to have more than just like a little bit of a booster. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But they showed the jetpack in action, but it was when he was in dev mode with Game Informer. So I really can't gauge exactly how the jetpack works since he was in dev mode. But
it's another one of those things where we'd have to have it in our hands to find out.
Yeah, but it was a slow rise, and it wasn't too fast. But it can. Yeah. It's probably like the multi-tool in the suit. It's maybe part of the suit to where maybe you can upgrade the jetpack. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't even think about that, because that could also be part of your suit upgrades.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's really good. And then it was in the 70 questions, 40 questions, something like that?
70, yeah.
It was 70, that's right. He was asked about, will you have a quest objective? He said, no, you'll have many, and at first I was thinking, well, where do you get these quests? But then I realized you just go down to the planet and your scan mode kind of takes care of the beacons. So you go down, you find, here's the important caves that you can go find. Or
exactly, because he knows that we cannot, cover the entire planet. So I think what he's done was kind of like put points of interest in the coolest parts of the planet. Well, I don't even know. You couldn't do that.
Yeah. He'd have to procedurally do it. It would have to be just part of the mats function for the game.
Yeah.
Because then it would just procedurally generate, the alien artifacts, the caves, the abandoned foundries that you'll find.
Mm-hmm.
Such an ingenious program. It
really is.
And I know, I remember one of his interviews. I think it was the one where he was showing off the tech to Game Informer. I think he was talking about how he was approached by other companies about the tech, and he was probably going to give it to him after it had released. Yeah, I think it's in the extended interview where he's showing off the tech, and he had talked about releasing the tech to he had been approached by other companies about the tech.
Huh. That is, I usually don't miss a single thing about No Man's Sky, and I've not seen that.
Yeah, I know it's in the Game Informer one, and that's the specific one that is. It's either that or Managing the Hype of No Man's Sky, the extended interview.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch.
Yeah. It's those are such long videos too, so you got to pay attention. It's hard to know exactly where it's at.
Well, every once in a while, I usually just I got tons of it on my computer, and I just go and I just sit there when I'm not editing, and I watch everything all over again, just so that way I can see if I missed something, or just to get refreshed on everything so I don't forget, because let's face it, there's a lot of No Man's Sky to remember.
Yeah, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Because even them talking about how there's supposed to be every star known in our actual galaxy, plus some that aren't actually, they're fictional stars.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we're going to see a star that's huge with another star that's orbiting it, maybe with a little star.
That'd be pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah, like it boggles the mind on exactly how or what is in the universe, and it does. It makes you feel small, and that's exactly what they're going for. My favorite games are the kind of games that you can go and explore and do whatever. Once I've seen everything, like Grand Theft Auto, once I've seen everything there is to see in Liberty City or Los Santos or whatever, I'm starting to get a little bored with the game,
right.
And that's what I liked about Skyrim. Skyrim was really massive, and like Mass Effect, when the first one came out, I loved the fact that you could go around the galaxy and explore the different planets and actually go down to the planets. And when they took it out in like Mass Effect 2, I was done. I didn't want to scan a planet for an hour and a half. I wanted to go down there and drive around for an hour and a half.
Exactly.
What's more fun, looking at a screen telling you, oh, hey, there's minerals down here, or going down there and finding them.
Exactly. Yep.
And I'm very curious because, it seems like the more he talks to people, like you said, through the interviews and the podcasts and the different, questions that he gets more ideas. He
does, yes. Yeah, especially with the building in space. He was like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, building a space station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely walks away with a lot more ideas and stuff when he interacts with people, because I don't think they do that much. I don't think they go around and read the comments of what people are saying. Can we have this? Can we have that? They got their head down working on the game, and they're pretty unaware of, I think, in my opinion, they're unaware of like what a lot of people really want, especially when he said there's no NPCs. We don't have any feedback. There's tons of feedback on the NPCs.
Oh yeah.
I just don't think that they have time to look.
That's true. Yeah. Well, they got their nose to the grindstone right now, and they're coating their fingers off, trying to get this game for us.
Exactly.
The one thing that I can't imagine. I really want it to happen, and I know they've been messing with it, is the Oculus Rift and Morpheus.
Yeah.
That would just be a whole nother experience altogether.
I tell you what, if they add that in, I'm going to be divorced. I'm going to have to live off the state for income.
Right? You're going to be lost in another galaxy, man.
Yeah. I'm not going to be I'm going to be a different person. I'm going to just veg out on No Man's Sky, and that's going to be bad.
Yeah. I kind of feel that way sometimes now, but I mean, I don't work a whole lot. I work a short shift at my job. That's going to change. I'm getting ready to move. That's good. Man, like just playing it with the Morpheus or the Oculus Rift, I can just imagine, hold my calls for about a week.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll get back to you. I'm taking a vacation, and I'm going to be spending it in No Man's Sky. What I'm going to do, which I have been doing, I also wanted to mention that, I stream every time I play my PS4.
Really?
Yeah, I stream through Twitch. My Twitch name is Shade_Davalos, just like my gamer tag. I'm very friendly with people. I'm a little offensive, but that's because, hey, I'm American, And, it's going to bring a whole new audience to Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this game is just, you could pop in on someone Twitch's Twitch stream of No Man's Sky and see something that you haven't seen in a different part of the galaxy, and just be like, wow, that's crazy. Maybe I'll work towards getting there at some point.
A lot of watching other people's videos and streams, just getting jealous. Like, man, why haven't I seen something like that?
And it gives you a chance to, let it be to where you're not the only one that ever will experience that. You can share it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because who knows when someone will ever find that planet ever again.
Right. All right, buddy. I'm gonna have to render this video. It's gonna take quite a bit of time. I'm like 1 day late getting it uploaded, so I'm like really stressed.
Yeah, I hear you. It was good talking to you, though.
Dude, it was amazing, and I thank you for coming on, dude. It was a pleasure.
All right, thank you.
All right, buddy. Take care, man.
All right, you too.
See ya, bro.
Bye-bye.